can I just share a content warning with you, because Caroline has an incredibly important story to share with us, but it does contain some upsetting details about conversion therapy. It is, of course, hardly believable that conversion therapy is still legal in the UK, but not for long. As part of the Ban Conversion Therapy Coalition, we've been working tirelessly to raise awareness and to fight for a legislative ban on conversion therapy across the UK. And we've been successful in securing commitment to legislate in the Queen's Speech. And we're working closely with government in Scotland, Northern Ireland, and in Cumbria to make sure that the ban is fully effective and protects all LGBTQ plus people. So here to tell you about some of the horrible impacts of conversion therapy is Caroline Mercer. Caroline's a retired head teacher and a member of Stonewall's Trans Advisory Group. So over to you, Caroline, and thank you for sharing with us today.
I promise not to make it gory. I didn't just survive, I succeeded, so I'll skip over some of it. Also, thanks to Nancy talking about age, because I'm Caroline, I'm 74. I'm a parent, grandparent, and before formal retirement, I'm head teacher of a large secondary school for almost 2 decades. Trustee of National Children's Hospices, college governor, police advisor, etc. Oh, and a trans-historied woman, aligning gender expression with gender identity almost 20 years ago. Stonewall was set up in the UK to fight the notorious Section 28, which adversely affected my staff and my students. Stonewall and others got it repealed. 2014, Stonewall's 25th anniversary, I was asked to be one of its LGBT voices. In 2015, I became a member of its Trans Advisory Group. From the age of 3, I struggled with my gender identity. There was no Stonewall, no information, no role models, no support. Feeling as I did as a teenager, I sought help. And what was provided by the NHS at that time was to strap me to a wooden chair and painfully electrocute me. I don't want sympathy. Even with my own permission, it shouldn't have been allowed. I deserve better. I physically shook whenever I thought about it for 40 years, not now. Mentally, lifelong self-hatred and lack of positive emotions. But yes, even now. I've been asked to talk about conversion therapy, but I won't, because it's not therapy. Therapy means healing. Conversion practice doesn't heal. It's persecution, torture, barbarism, based on total lack of scientific knowledge or humanity. From first-hand experience, conversion practice is painful, degrading, humiliating, and doesn't work. A UN report last year described it as, and I quote, deeply harmful interventions that rely on the medically false idea that LGBT and other gender diverse persons are sick, inflicting severe pain and suffering and resulting in long-lasting psychological and physical damage. I'm damaged irretrievably, but I've managed not to be defeated by it. Others aren't so fortunate. This campaign is not about me. It's too late for me, but it's not too late for this and future generations. I was far from the only one those years ago, and still conversion practices go on in the UK as well as across some other countries. When I was recently interviewed by Channel 5 News about type of conversion practice I suffered, the interviewer said, "Please tell me, Caroline, that this doesn't go on now." I said, "That type of conversion practice doesn't go on now in the UK. But rape, starvation, toxic ingestion, aggressive praying, and ostracisation, etc., still does." Theresa May, as Prime Minister in July 2018, described it as abhorrent. Johnson, as Prime Minister in July 2020, described it as absolutely abhorrent. Never one for understatement. But 2 years after the first promise, that UN report last year by the independent experts cited conversion therapies have no medical justification and represent a severe threat to the health and human rights of the affected persons. The report is clear that conversion practice is anything which seeks to change people from gay, lesbian or bisexual to heterosexual, and from trans or gender diverse to cisgender. Anything. Another UN report last week goes even further and is well worth reading. Now, July 2021, 3 years on from May's promise, progress has been made in that the Queen's speech expressed commitment, but more consultation? Liz Truss and Kemi Badenoch still seem to equivocate, trying to halt and then set back progress. However, cross-party parliamentary and ecumenical support has been secured for a full, comprehensive and immediate ban. I was first involved in activism almost 60 years ago, community, union, politics. I've rarely seen a campaign where so many organisations and individuals have joined together in such a clear common cause for improvement. We're not there yet, but we will get there. Speaking at Stonewall's Youth London Pride in 2015, I was asked what I would like to see 10 years from then. I said I'd like to see such improvements that Stonewall and other organisations weren't needed. Regrettably, it's got worse, not better. Stonewall is needed as much now as when it was founded in 1989. To beat us, they need to pick off one category of people, pick off one organisation, then the next. We need each other, prouder together and more powerful together. Some will remember Martin Niemöller's first they came for the socialists, then I didn't speak out because I wasn't a socialist. Came for the trade unionists, didn't speak out. I wasn't a trade unionist. Came for the Jews and didn't speak out. I wasn't a Jew. Then they came for me and there was no one left to speak for me. Rewrite that. First they came for the trans people, then the lesbians, then the gay men, first they came for mermaids, then for Stonewall, then for LGBT Foundation. Get the picture? We're prouder together because standing together, speaking out together, working together works. Conversion practice must be banned. No ifs, no buts, no delays. Genuinely, lives depend on it. We're right on our side. Right side of morality, and as in the past, we're on the right side of history. Right, prouder together is might. We will win. Just to finish with a visual aid as a former teacher, you'd expect that. Individually, collectively, that's how we do it. Thank you.
Carolyn, thank you so much for that incredible, eloquent, passionate speech about why this should be absolutely the last moment that conversion practices are used on any LGBTQ plus people anywhere in the UK or indeed around the world. And I'm delighted to say that more and more countries all around the world are also bringing forward legislation to end these horrific and abusive practices that harm our community.